It's the home falling to pieces, a cave of cracks that's slowly sinking, and the finger of blame pointed squarely at council. The owner wants answers, the tenants are beside themselves, and neighbours are anxious. So they contacted us.
This house is sinking because of lack of maintenance from the council.
If they haven't done anything wrong, prove it.
Wrapped up in caution tape, you get a sinking feeling just at the sight of it. But is this a sinkhole waiting to open up?
It does have that potential to cause a sinkhole, and it could be very dangerous to the community.
All right, come on through. Now, have you got life insurance?
As far as experts are concerned, we did take our life in our hands.
It's more like a demolition site than a place to live, honestly.
It's scary.
It is.
Pole by pole, this terrace in inner city Melbourne is being propped up. As the brick wall droops, a hole is forming in the road, and the footpath, well, that's off limits. It's the Brunswick two-bedder that's bulging at the seams and appears ready to bust.
Here's pieces of the wall that have fallen down from up there.
There was no crack when we moved in. And then, 2 years later, it's like this.
Certainly no one should be living in that property.
The house is Kevin Desira's. He rents it out to Rosie, a working musician. And the two of them are fighting what they call a no-win battle with the Marybeck City Council.
I've seen them come and fix the footpath and then they're saying that they haven't done any work on it.
That's absolutely outrageous, They're holding a gun to your head every way you turn. You can't win. You just cannot win with the council.
Oh, goodness.
This is what they've got to put up.
So it's hard to even open the door.
Kevin, a retired electrician, bought the Victorian terrace 30 years ago. But lately, more and more cracks have started to appear.
It was a good almost 4 inches. You can almost put a cat through there. The crack is that big.
This facade is quite literally peeling away, and it's been like this since January last year. Rosie and his partner told not to use their front door because it's too dangerous.
Bits of rock fall down when you close it. We haven't been able to use the front room for over a year now. The front room's meant to be our music studio.
So why is a house that stood the test of time suddenly sinking? It's suspected the answer lies underground.
Water is leaking into the ground, out of the pit. The plumber's report says that.
Kevin's paid for 2 Freedom of Information reports to get answers about the drain outside his property. The 65-year-old also enlisted an engineer and a plumber to prove his house is crumbling under Marybeck City Council's watch.
When the footpath sank, they didn't investigate the cause of the problem. Then when I tried to investigate the cause of the problem to get repair work done, the council said that they had no recollection of works.
But Kevin says otherwise.
One of the receptionists looked on her computer and said, oh yes, we did do repair work to the footpath.
Whatever works the council did to the path in January last year haven't achieved much. The house is a safety hazard no Band-Aid can fix. But since we got involved, council has erected a fence around the property.
The council will not put a camera in that drain for fear of liability.
If that drain is leaking and this one across the road is growing green leafy plants, something's got to be up.
They have neglected the services. And when they neglect services, this is what happens. The damage is evident.
Town planner Bill Kuznachuk says council should be addressing the problem, and with a lot more gusto than a couple of temporary bollards.
I would be worried, I would be worried because it's a question of personal and public safety.
Bill says the facade is unpredictable and the collapse zone is putting lives at risk.
If it fell, it would collapse into the road, onto the footpath and halfway under the road. And that's the real danger.
The Marybeck City Council refused to answer our questions, instead providing a written statement claiming it's investigated its stormwater drain twice and found there's nothing wrong with it. But the former Chief Commissioner of the Victorian Building Authority disagrees.
That's just not coincidence. After 80 or 90 years, the facade decided to bulge like that and cracks appear like that. That's just not coincidental.
I have showed them one engineer's report, one plumber's report, photographic evidence, and they are still denying it.
Well, the blame game continues. Yarra Valley Water told us the drain is managed by council and not its responsibility.